to have today off, but yesterday I went to a new facility and they did not have me registered in a computer, so I did not have access to the facility, to the patients, to their EMR system. So therefore, it took about an hour or so for them to figure out what to do to get me in the system and allow me access. So they figured it out, allowed me access, and I was doing what I would usually do at home the night before, which is looking up the patient, looking up their history, looking up their diagnoses, looking up their I was supposed to get on the expressway. God darn it. No, I wasn't. Sorry about that. My freaking GPS is not connected. The connection is not working for my car. Anyway, so I pretty much know where I'm going. So anyway, taking a long route. So what I would usually do is look up, the patient information, check the last note of the provider who's seen them last, look at the last note, what medications they're taking, what diagnoses they have, what, if anything, changed as far as increasing or decreasing or DCing or GDR, which is gradual dose reduction. Has any of that been done at the last visit or the last couple visits? So therefore, once I look into that information, the resident's information, I know how to go forward with my visit. So I like to do that the night before, so I'm not spending so much time at the facility. So the goal is to go to the facilities, see your patients, and leave and go somewhere comfortable and chart. Or you can find a place at the facility and chart. But the goal is not to spend a lot of time at the facilities. So once again, I'm working as a FNP, not psych, and I am working with the company. I am new. This is my first week on my own. I started May 1st, and they give you 10 days of orientation where you have a preceptor and you follow someone. So I followed her to her different nursing home, rehab centers, and learned what to do and what not to do. So now this week I'm on my own. So the challenge this week has been access, not having access to the buildings, to the EMR system, not being able, because you can't really see a patient if you don't have the access to their charts to see what's going on with them. So that's that. So I was supposed to have today off, and I'm going back today because I think it was like 4 hours I had spent in there at the facility trying to get the patient information, the patients that I was going to see. So when you go in to the nursing homes and rehab centers, you would want to meet with a social worker. And when you meet with a social worker, the social worker will tell you what patients are priority that they think need to be seen, who's having behavior issues, who having increased depression, who's medication was changed and they're not responding well to the medication change. Resident to resident, if residents had a incident, a fight or something. So the social workers will let you know who needs to be seen. And so whether they're in your list to be seen or not, you can always add them to your list and see that patient. And some patients that their insurance only allow you to see them one time a month, but in a situation where it is an emergency, such as the social worker saying this patient needs to be seen, then the insurance company will pay for it. Let me turn some air on. So, and then most of the buildings have a binder with behaviors. So the nurses can write in the book, like patient need to be seen for whatever reason. So that's how we really know. So in our system, which has nothing to do with the facilities, in our system, which we use WRS Health, we can we have a list of patients that we know we have to see. So we already have our list. Like the night before, we look at WRS, see the patients that we need to see. Then we have remote access to the facilities, EMR, whether that's Matrix or point click care. And so we can do our little research at home the night before on the patients that's on our list to be seen. So when we go to the facility, their social worker or they may have wrote in the book for a patient to be seen, and that patient might already be on your list to be seen. But if that patient is not on your list to be seen, you can always add them to your list to be seen. So that's that. And then, so you go see the patients and you ask them general questions. Are you depressed? Do you have any anxiety? Any hallucinations, audio or visual? Any irritability? Are you attending activities? How's your appetite? And how's your sleep? So those are your main questions that you would ask. And based on their response is how you know if there needs to be a medication adjustment or added or DC or whatnot. So that's that. So I always include in my note whether the patient was in a bed, in a bathroom, laying down, sleep. If I had to wake them up, was it hard to wake them up or easily aroused? I always put that in there. I will put how they're dressed, if in hospital gown or eating lunch, whatever they're doing, I would also note in there. I would also talk to their nurse for the day. So who's ever their nurse, I will say, how's such and such doing? You will always do that with a social worker too. I'll show the social worker a list of patients that I plan to see for that day. And is there any problems or anything going on? Any anxiety, irritability? I always ask those questions, the same questions that I'm going to ask the patient. I ask the nurse and the social worker. And I include that in my notes. In some facilities, the physician, the primary care provider, wants you to communicate with them. So sometimes I will call the PCP and let them know any changes that I made to the treatment plan for their patients, just so we all, collaboration, and we all know we're all on the same page or whatever, because you really don't want to step on anyone's toes, or if someone starts something, you come in and you DC it or whatever the case. So a lot of times I would want to know, hey, why is this person taking this? Like I did a lot of Monday and Tuesday, I did a lot of DC and medication, because I'm like, why is this person taking this? Like, it doesn't make sense. And so I did speak with the PCP, and we were in agreement of the changes made. So that was that. So I'm just trying to figure out what works for me. Does it work for me to do what I learned from my preceptor in training, where she would just go see the patients, we're in and out, and then go somewhere, go home or to a restaurant or whatever, and chart? Or do I want to chart as I see the patient? Like, that's one thing, just like the clinical encounters that we have in school. It's so easy to get behind with charting. And I've seen it with many, as far as my clinical rotations for family nurse practitioner and psych nurse practitioner. I've seen it plenty of times where the providers were behind in charting. And I don't want to experience that. I want to get in the habit of getting my charting done the same day. And so I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. Because I'm finding that it's not conducive for me because I have to drive to the facilities, drive to a location, and then I have to pick 8 and up like 5:30. I'm not fast with charting yet. I'm sure I'll get faster. So I'm just trying to figure out what worked for me. So I did go on Amazon and I purchased this laptop tripod, so I could take that with me, and it just has like it has wheels on it, and then you just put your laptop on there. So therefore, as I'm seeing the patients, I can chart as I'm seeing the patients. And even if I don't get the whole note done, at least I can get it halfway done or something. So then when I do leave, it doesn't take so long for me to do my charting. So I'm just trying to figure out what works for me. And so that's another reason I decided to do this vlogging with me as a new psychiatrist going to see these patients. So you guys, if you are thinking about going in this field, I mean, as far as this role, going to different nursing homes, seeing the psych patients, you guys can learn from me. And as I always like to do is make the mistakes so you guys don't have to make them. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a tripod next week. So I will have the holidays off, paid holidays. So because I'm still in acclimation and I haven't been with the company for longer than over 30 days, I don't have to work the holiday. I still have holidays off, but I won't get paid. And so therefore, Are you serious? Did you just really do that? So I'm going to work the holiday. And it's easy. It's just in and out. So why wouldn't I? And these patients, the facility that I'm going to is follow up from, I went last week. So it'll be easier this week. So what I really like today, I had the Terminex come out. And if I had a regular 9-to-5 job, like, I wouldn't have been able to stay at home and wait for Terminex to come and then go to work. Like, the window was between 8 and 12, and I think they came at like 11:30 or something. So once again, the flexibility is everything. Like, you can have, if you got something to do in the morning, then you go see your patients in the afternoon. Whatever works for you. You make your own schedule, and you don't have to report to anyone as far as what time you would be at the facility. You just show up. You can let them know, hey, I'm going to be here every Monday, or whatever the case is. But a time, you don't have to put a time. Let them know a time. And not even with the company. You don't have to tell them a time. You just tell them the day. Hey, today I'm going to go to Eastwood Nursing Home. On Mondays, I'm going to go. And that's that. But you go when you want to go. If you want to go at 8 p.m., you go and do your visits at 8. Whatever you want to do. So I love the flexibility of it. Like yesterday, it took forever for me to get access, so therefore I wasn't able to see the patients. So it was about 2:00, and my son's school is an hour away, but it was about 2:00, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to see the patients today because, getting me the access took too long. And, now I'm just looking up the patient. So it's not going to work. So I'll be back tomorrow. And that's how I end up working today, because I really was supposed to have today off. So when you're in acclimation, let me explain acclimation again. And I don't know if all companies do this, but all companies should do this. Acclimation is for while you're in acclimation, usually the first month, you are automatically paid for 8 hours. So you have your base pay hourly, and regardless of what you bill for, how many, I told y'all it goes by patients, and it could be a 30-minute visit, 15-minute visit, 45-minute visit, hour visit. And so that's how you add up your patients and get your hour. So you might see one patient, or you might see 3 patients to equal 1 hour. So while you're in acclimation, you'll automatically get 8 hours, whether or not you bill for 8 hours. Then once they see that you're in a steady state of billing for 8 hours and you're getting your charting done, then you come off acclimation. So then you want to try to get at least 8 hours, because if you want a regular paycheck, we get paid every other week. So it will be 40 hours on the check for acclimation. Okay. So when you come out of acclimation, you still want to get 40 hours, right? You still want to get 8 hours a day. So that's the goal. But mind you, you can bill for more than 8 hours a day. So say that you did 30-minute visits. If you want 8 hours, then you have to see 16 patients a day at 30-minute visits in order to get 8 hours. I think I did that math right. So then, once you get out of acclimation, like I said, you can do your 8 hours and do another job or whatever, or you can go ahead and continue. You can rack up more hours, see more patients, however you want to do it. And it's how you build. It's how nobody else is putting the codes in for you. You put your own codes in. So the pay salary based on clients, etc. Flexibility. So I don't want to do clinic. Yes. So your base pay, your hourly rate, you negotiate that when you get hired. I was able to negotiate what they wanted to start, the starting rate that they wanted me to accept, because I had the year psych clinical experience. And also, I mean, I'm even though you don't have to be psych, they hire family, but that was a plus. So I was able to negotiate my pay. And so you get that flat rate, yearly bonuses or whatnot. So you get that flat rate. So like I said, you want to try to get billed for 8 hours. And then, so it's really, if you want to call that part salary, it's salary, but it's really, the earning potential is just unlimited. It just depends on how hard you want to work. So I plan on, like I said, when I was in acclimation training, the first day, my preceptor, she let me know that we billed for 25 hours, and that was one day. So, I mean, 25 hours. So that's my base pay, hourly rate, times 20 whatever hours for one day. So, yeah. So that's that. Like I said, so I'll let you guys know Monday or Tuesday how the tripod works out for me. If it made my charting faster. I don't know what I would do once I am licensed for psych. Like I always say, I have a plan, but God has the ultimate plan. Because my support system with my son is so small, I kind of need the flexibility to be able to kind of move how I want to move. So I think if the earning potential is what they say it is, it's really no reason for me to go anywhere else, because they said someone in their company is making like $300,000 a year. So if I can make great money here, then I probably wouldn't go anywhere else when I get licensed, because I'll be working as a psych. So if I wanted to go to another company and do psych, I would have the experience in psych. So if this was a FNP medical, you know, position, then no, I wouldn't stay. But being that this is psych, you know, and I started another PRN job June 6th, where I go do health risk assessments, patients' homes, or telemedicine. So I'm still going to have my foot in the FNP. So I'm going to be doing both FNP and psych. So that's that. And good. It's less than 30 minutes. My goal is always to vlog, I guess, go live, whatever, and keep the videos at least 30 minutes. So if you guys let me see. First, I'd like to read the comments. So, and of course, when you want a red light, you never get a red light. Is it back on? I don't know. Is the pay, salary base? Oh, I love the flexibility. That's why I can't do it. So will you work at the site? 25 hours, 1 day. How many patients does that average to be a day? I have the same problem, no support with my children, which is why I chose psych as well. Oh, I didn't know I was back online. Yeah. I think we've seen, like, I don't know. Maybe I think we've seen, like, I have to look. I think we've seen like 18 patients or something crazy. Like, we didn't see a lot of patients. But yeah, so I will let you guys go, and I will chat with you guys Monday about how today went. And I will be in where would I be tomorrow? Ferndale, Michigan is where I'll be tomorrow. And I was there Monday and Tuesday of this week. So that's that. Oh, one more thing. I also asked the social worker to email me any behaviors or any priority patients that they want me to see the night before I come in. So therefore I can look up the patient. I won't be, in the facility trying to look up information on the patient. And then I still would check in with the social worker, and then I also will look through the binder. So that's that, and thank you for chatting with me, and you guys have a wonderful day.